Hey everyone, welcome to Bugsmashers. I'm your host, Mark Abent, and I'm here to take you behind the scenes on some bugs and how we smash them. Bugsmashers! Hey everyone, we're here in that awesome test level of mine, and I have a Gladius, and I'm gonna pop right down. So, this bug that we have came from the physics guys. They're analyzing some things, and they found out, well, we could do some slight optimizations. And when we have the player here and he's just walking around, he sends move requests to physics to move. His physics type is known as a living body. He has ridges and he moves organically. So when he gets inside of one of these ships, let's see, we'll pop in right there. We basically take him and snap him to the chair, and we keep him there all the time. So he doesn't need to do any of these crazy move requests. And unfortunately, when he's snapped here, he's still doing all the move requests. So, pop down in the code. In this little bit of code that we have here, this is how we control the player or any actors when you want to move left or move right, or if the animation wants to force you move to a specific location. This bit of code runs and it figures out what it needs to do, and it sends either requests to physics or requests to animations to do some alignment. So once we get down to this little bit, if we're bound to an attachment, which is going to be basically here inside this ship, or in a seat, or some other thing that needs to keep the player in a localized area, we basically, if we have an attachment, we move all of his move requests local to that attachment. That way, so if we sit down here, he still moves, but it's relative to the attachment since we're always forcing him to that location. And in this bit of code is where we tell physics to stop moving, because we're basically just moving the player entity by game code around that location point. So every frame we're basically saying, hey physics, stop. And what this actually does is the physics code will actually do some internal stuff that basically wakes him up and maybe does some things that were not necessary because, well, we're doing our own thing. So the guys in the UK, specifically Jens, decided what we could do instead, if we get the movement, we're going to check the status of our position, and we're going to see if our position is active. We are. So we actually want to see the player dynamics. So this is something specific to the player physics. We want to see what the player is actually doing. Because living entity, like I said, he's more organic, so he has a lot more features. So we're going to check to see that the player is actively walking. So if physics is moving him, then we're going to stop it. And then from this point on, we don't have to tell physics to do anything because he should still be stopped. So we'll hit the magical recode button. No recode. Here's the one fun thing, physics. This bull, not a bull. So we gotta make sure it's not 0. Physics does some crazy optimizations and tricks, especially since it's an old system. So what you think is a bull is actually an int. Joy. Recode. Why are you... Recode. Recode, go. It would help if I used the correct function. Physics has a params and status. And why don't you want to get... too early in the morning. So physics has params and status, and you have to figure out which, basically you just look at the function and see if it's params or status, and then call the appropriate function. Then of course you have to remember that this takes in a pointer, so you have to send in the reference of the structure so physics could fill it in. Those early mornings. When you think you have it down, the error code pops up and you're like, oh, of course. All right, so we ran it, and now that we're inside of the ship, we should not be getting any breakpoints in here. And of course, as we move around the ship, we get nothing. So if I pop out, oh, where'd my ship go? Pop back down. Woo. My guy won't run in this area with the code, but he will do some movement requests down here, which will send it to physics. All we care about though is the attachment. So we'll go back in, and I'm still free. The attachment code kicks in. So this is the first time it runs. Since I was moving around, I might be active. I'm not active, so it clears it. And we'll see, yep, so we never hit it again. Perfect. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. So, as you guys saw, we had a fun little optimization there. The physics guys were like, hey, we're getting these crazy move requests from the player when they're in the seat. They shouldn't even be moving, so if we optimize a little bit out, the physics side won't have to do all these crazy calculations when the game side is just going to keep snapping them. So Jens put in a little fix, 1, 2, 3, bam, slight easy optimization, and we gained quite a big performance in Crusader, especially when we have all those AIs running around and we snap them in place. They don't need to do physics moves, so nice little optimization, speeds up the game, and it gives you guys that little extra FPS. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.